Welcome to the Explainer. Today, we're going to completely demystify sales enablement and give you the ultimate blueprint to solve that operational friction plaguing so many modern go-to-market teams. I mean, if your sellers are constantly struggling to find the right materials, or if your marketing and sales departments feel like they're speaking two completely different languages. You know the drill, right? Marketing is celebrating high-level MQLs, while sales is practically begging for just one updated one-pager that actually works in a real meeting. Well, if that sounds familiar, you're in the exact right place. We are going to bridge that gap today. Here's our blueprint for today's explainer. 1. The sales enablement crisis. 2. Defining true sales enablement. 3. Overcoming common hurdles. 4. Building your content strategy. 5. The AI and tech revolution. And finally, 6. Measuring your ROI. Let's dive right in. Section 1. The sales enablement crisis. So today's sellers are under immense pressure. They're expected to deliver massive value in way fewer interactions. Buyers are just so informed now, right? They're often engaging with 3 to 7 pieces of content before they ever even hop on a call with a rep. So those traditional selling tactics, they just don't cut it on their own anymore. But the real crisis hits home when you look at the time we're losing. 30 hours. That is the amount of time an average sales rep spends searching for, or worse, building content every single month. That's practically a whole work week lost to playing digital hide and seek. Picture this incredibly painful but super common scenario. A rep is in a high-stakes live client meeting. The client asks a specific deal-breaking question. The rep knows the data exists somewhere, but it's buried in this ocean of disorganized, terribly named files. So they're frantically clicking through folders in dead silence. The momentum just completely dies, the moment passes, and the opportunity literally slips away. It really makes you stop and think, how much revenue is just hiding in those disorganized folders? Those 30 hours a month are absolute prime time that could be spent actually engaging with prospects, building relationships, and closing deals. This lost productivity isn't just some minor admin annoyance. It is the ultimate cost of chaos in a sales org. When your reps are fighting a broken system all day, it leads to burnout, lost commissions, and eventually churned accounts. All that friction just drains the energy right out of your absolute best performers. Let's move to Section 2, defining true sales enablement. To actually fix these systemic issues, we really need to get on the same page with our vocabulary, because enablement is incredibly misunderstood. It's always getting lumped in with other functions just because they all help the sales team. But the mechanisms are completely different. Sales operations, that's all about logistics. It's managing the CRM, running forecasting models, routing inbound leads. It's basically the plumbing of your sales engine. Then you have sales training, which is mostly event-based. Think of your initial onboarding boot camps or those quarterly skill refreshers. You do it, and then it's over. Enablement, on the other hand, is about ongoing performance. It's the daily habit. It's what connects the dots by giving reps the right content, real-time tools, and continuous coaching right at the exact moment they need it. But here's the thing. The industry has actually evolved way past just the sales team. Leading organizations are shifting toward a unified revenue enablement model. And revenue enablement takes that exact same discipline and extends it to every single customer-facing function. Whether it's marketing, customer success, or external partners, every touchpoint is powered by the same shared tools, messaging, and metrics. Let's look at a concrete example. In a true revenue enablement model, a customer success manager who's handling a renewal is using the exact same messaging playbook and resources as the account executive who closed the deal in the first place. That creates this beautiful, seamless loop and a perfectly consistent buyer experience, literally from the first marketing click to the final renewal signature. Which brings us to Section 3, overcoming common enablement hurdles. Now, a unified strategy sounds absolutely brilliant on paper, but execution, that's where companies usually trip up. There are some massive hurdles here. We already talked about the nightmare of disorganized content libraries, but what about the lack of rep buy-in when tools are just too complex? If the tech you deploy is clunky, your reps flat out won't use it. It's exactly like buying a state-of-the-art, ridiculously expensive sports car and just leaving it parked in the garage because nobody can figure out how to start the engine. Plus, companies constantly struggle to balance formal training programs with informal, peer-to-peer coaching. Think about the incredible knowledge that just evaporates when your top-performing rep leaves the company, all because their unique winning pitch was never formalized into the team's playbook. If you fail to capture those brilliant, spontaneous insights, you're absolutely stunting the growth of your entire team. 20%. Research actually shows that companies with strong sales and marketing alignment achieve a 20% annual growth rate. Now flip that. Compare it to a 4% revenue decline for companies where those teams are out of sync. And look, A 4% decline isn't just some harmless red number on a spreadsheet. It translates into very real-world consequences. Missed quotas, frozen budgets, hiring freezes, the whole shebang. When your enablement team fails to bridge the gap between marketing, creating the content, and sales actually using it, that misalignment comes with an incredibly steep financial cost. Let's jump into Section 4, building your content strategy. Let's shift gears from agitating the problem to actually mapping out a winning strategy. And we're starting with content. Why content? Because a staggering 95% of buying decisions are directly influenced by the content you share. The whole process really boils down to 5 essential steps. First, audit what you already have. Second, map that content directly to the buyer's journey. Third, fill in the missing gaps. Fourth, organize it all in an accessible, mobile-friendly platform. And fifth, measure how it actually performs. The absolute key takeaway here is that you cannot do this in a silo. Cross-functional collaboration is completely non-negotiable. Marketing shouldn't be guessing what works in the field. They need to be working side by side with sales to build dynamic assets that your sellers are actually excited to use. That very first step, the audit, is so crucial because of this wild reality. On average, just 10% of your sales content is driving 50% of your total engagement. Let that sink in. That means a massive chunk of your repository is either underutilized or completely ignored. It's basically just noise. We've all felt the pain of digging through an endless sea of outdated, text-heavy 50-page PDFs that no modern prospect is ever going to read. A successful strategy means you have to aggressively trim that fat and hyper-focus on the lean, impactful assets that actually move the needle on deals. Next up, Section 5, the AI and tech revolution. Okay, so now that we have the strategy, we need the infrastructure to actually scale it without creating a mountain of administrative overhead. Today's leading enablement platforms, think Seismic, MindTickle, Learn to Win, Showpad, they've evolved way beyond just being static digital file cabinets. They offer these incredibly dynamic capabilities now. Take digital sales rooms, for example. These are secure, highly personalized portals where buyers and sellers can collaborate directly and exchange content in one shared space. It's a total game changer because it entirely eliminates that dreaded, hey, just bubbling this up to the top of your inbox follow-up email. Why? Because the rep can literally see exactly when the buyer is inside the room looking at the proposal. And the really high-performing revenue teams, they're treating AI as a core participant now, not just some bolt-on feature. Modern AI is stepping up to handle call prep, take flawless meeting notes, and even give reps real-time scenario rehearsals. They can actually practice complex pitches with an AI before they ever hop on a live call. But the most fascinating capability has to be readiness index mapping. Think about this. An AI system can analyze a rep's practice sessions, flag a critical skill gap, and alert a manager before that rep ever gets the chance to blow a live deal. That is a massive insight. It shifts coaching from a reactive rescue mission into proactive preparation. And finally, Section 6, measuring your enablement ROI. Obviously, none of this incredible technology means a thing if you can't prove it actually works. To truly validate your strategy, just tracking training completion rates or content views, not going to cut it. Those are just leading indicators. Leading indicators are kind of like tracking your daily diet and exercise habits. Lagging indicators, on the other hand, are like stepping on the scale at the end of the month to see the actual results. To prove the real ROI of your enablement strategy, you have to connect those leading activities directly to lagging performance data. You need to see if the reps who are diligently completing those AI role plays are actually improving their win rates, hitting their quotas more consistently, and drastically reducing the time it takes to close their first deal. When your strategy is fully dialed in, the impact is just undeniable. According to CSO Insights, companies that properly implement a well-rounded enablement blueprint see a 15% increase in their deal size. That's huge. When your teams are perfectly aligned, your content is streamlined, and your tech is actively driving proactive performance, you're not just winning more often, you are fundamentally increasing the size of every single deal you close. So, I'll leave you with this final thought. Is your AI just a shiny feature, or is it taking meaningful action that actually drives revenue? Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer. Take this blueprint, align your teams, and go empower your sellers to win.